All right, welcome to the Strickland Family Channel. We are doing a review right now, and man, this review we getting ready to do, man, bruh, this show right here, this Netflix series from scratch, wow. So let me tell you, it's gonna be a lot of spoiler alerts, right? A lot of spoilers in this one. So I just want to let you know that right now. Definitely you don't want to you don't want to I mean, if you don't want to hear about it, what's going on, this ain't gonna be for you, man. But this right here, I've been hearing a lot of people talk about it on YouTube, and I mean on Facebook, and even YouTube. This like, man, watch this one. They like, man, you bring out your tissue. You about to be, it's a tearjerker. And then this, I'm like, man, it's no tearjerker, man. What y'all talking about, man? Man, so we gonna go through this, man, and it's crazy. So we're gonna go through this through the episodes, right? First episode, first taste, torn between her dreams and her father's expectations. Amy arrives in Italy for an art program and meets a charming chef who gives her a new perspective. Like, this first episode was so tripped out, right? She over in Italy, right, trying to really pretty much find herself, like find out who she is. And man, I don't know if it's like that in Italy for real, but man, when I say they was like very forward, forward and direct, man, this dude she met in one day, and then they take her to an art exhibit, and now they making out in the art exhibit. It's like, hold on, oh, pump your brakes. What's good? What's really go? That's what's going on in Italy. Like, did the art really move you like that? And man, it was too forward. I understand people finding who they are, but it's like, no, 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 no. Pump your brakes, sister. Pump your brakes. But she actually falls in love with, I guess, the first guy, but he was pretty much a jerk, and he really wasn't good for her. Now enters my man comes in, and uh Lino was his name. Oh, Lino was his name. Oh, Lino come in, and listen, they used to say, food was a way to a man's heart. But man, when I tell you he fixed her everything on the menu, and she was just sitting there like falling in love with his food and him at the same time, it was crazy, man. So let me ask y'all this: has somebody ever like fixed you something to eat and it made you fall in love with them? Like, what was that meal? Put that in the comments. What was that meal? Now I want to know what that meal was. So that's pretty much episode one, man. I was just kind of like, really, that's what y'all doing, y'all? I mean, is it that forward? And actually, I didn't realize that this series was that long. Like, each episode is like pretty close to an hour. All right. So the second episode, Amy and Lino build a life together in Los Angeles while living at Amy's sister's apartment. A Thanksgiving family feast brings tension to the table. So first of all, Lino's family is from Sicily, right? And they are all things Sicily, like pasta and tomatoes and olives and everything Sicily. That's what his family is. Like, they are the poster family for Sicily, right? Um, and she is everything Texas, cow, steak, you know what I'm saying? Big cowboy hats and things of that nature. And you'll see that, like, when you see her family come through, and her father comes in, and he's a high level lawyer, and you know what I'm saying, he's on his second wife, and man, the dynamics between his ex-wife and his current wife is priceless, man. It's hilarious. Definitely want to check that out when you see them two on the scene together. But in this second episode, when she actually falls in love with Lino, and it's time for her to come back home, right? After she kind of put Lino through a little trauma, if you will, a little playing hard to get, if you will, uh, they finally do connect and they liking each other, right? So she's like, man, look. As a matter of fact, she was like, man, I didn't mess with this man's heart on multiple occasions, bringing my other dude to his restaurant, you know what I'm saying? Bringing this other dude, bringing my family to this restaurant, and then Lino coming down, sitting at the table, you know, trying to chop it up with the dad and everything. Then this dude shows up, Lino has to get up, man, kind of like broke his heart. He was like, man, look, deuces, I ain't got nothing to do with you. You playing games. What's good? I'm out, right? And then she like, man, calls Lino up, said, listen, come by the house. I leave tomorrow. And you know what she was calling him for. You know what she was calling him for. Lino shows up, it's raining. It's kind of like Love Jones all over again. You know what I'm saying? They get in there, they smash it up and all that kind of stuff. And then next thing you know, she's like, I gotta leave tomorrow. And he like, Lino was like, man, look, I ain't trying to let this go. I ain't trying to let this go at all. I'm coming with you. Lino like, I'm coming with you, right? So next thing you know, they in LA, living at her sister's house. Now, her sister, let me tell you something. This lady, I forget the lady's name. What is her name? I can't think of her name, but she is absolutely a scene stiller. Like, do you have those people that come in and steal the scene and make a lasting impression on the whole movie? She plays her sister. She plays Amy's sister. So they have a sister bond there that's real strong. And man, it's crazy just seeing them move, seeing Lino and Amy move into her house and start changing stuff around and doing things that make sense to him since he's a chef. And she was like, I'll let you stay, and especially if cooking these meals and whatnot. So you know what I'm saying, as long as you keep on cooking these meals, you good, right? So that was that whole dynamic in episode 2. All right, so they build a life together in Los Angeles while living with Amy's sister. Episode 3, amid family drama on both sides. First of all, let's talk about his family, Lino's family. Lino's family is strictly Sicilian, right? If you ain't Sicilian, you ain't nothing. At least that's to his father. His father is like, listen, number one, strike number one, you messing with these Americans. Strike number one, you messing with these Americans, you bringing a disgrace on the family. Number two, Americans don't do nothing but get divorced. His father was not having it at all. He's like, man, wait, Americans ain't hitting on nothing. And you're gonna be divorced right away. And for anybody to get a divorce that is of Sicilian descent, it's considered a shame on the whole family. So his father wasn't having it. And then to add insult to injury, she's an African-American female. His father definitely wasn't having that. All right. So number one, Lino is going against everything his father has taught him, expected of him, and thought of him to be like. His father actually wanted him to be just like him. But as they say, you can't help who you fall in love with. Yeah, Lino nose was wide open. Like anytime you leave Sicily and travel all the way across the world to Los Angeles, yeah, buddy, something's going on. So you got drama on both sides, right? Drama on her side. Number one, her mama trying to get over the divorce from her father, talking all type of crazy stuff. She's a soul sister for real. She's a soul sister for real. and her mother, her biological mother, provides some comic relief to this really heartfelt, intimate, emotional series. Like For real, grab your napkins, grab something. Like, you're gonna get water in your eyes. I'm just telling you. So uh Amy and Lino celebrate new chapter in their new chapter in the same place where their love story began in the third one, right? And it's just it's two families come together. Anytime two families come together, you're gonna have some beef, right? You're gonna have something gonna go down. So that's episode 3. Episode 4, Bitter Almonds, right? That's the title of that one. Back in Los Angeles, Amy reaches a crossroad in her career, and Lino seizes an opportunity until devastating news brings their pursuit to a halt. Right? It seems, why is that, man? It seems like as soon as you get some stuff going, here comes something else, right? Soon as Lino gets a chance to actually take over the restaurant that he was working in, because they wasn't, man, they was so slow at that restaurant. They in there playing sake or some hockey sake or whatever it's called, kicking cans and stuff around, and they wasn't doing nothing. It's like, hey, it's slow. Go home for the day. Hey, it's slow. We shutting down, right? So Lino kind of talks to the owner, like, man, give me a shot. Let me go ahead and let me let me do what I got to do. Let me bring these olives up in here. Let me bring these onions, these bell peppers, these tomatoes, these. Let me bring this pasta up in here. Let me bring Sicily to this restaurant. So at the same time, she goes and now she has an opportunity to move up in at the art place, right? Because she worked for like a art store, if you will, where they sold art for different artists. She was moving up there, but now they kind of realize that the timing is not right. If he goes and do that, then and she goes to do that, they don't really have time for one another, right? So that right there poses some issues. So they kind of, has to do that and make a decision. So they make the decision that, hey, listen, she had 2 offers, one at the art gallery and one at a like an art place where she could actually teach children art, but one was paying considerably less money. So he like, listen, I got you. I got you. I'm your center. I got you. All right. We can make it. We can make it, and we'll just struggle through until we get it. You follow after your dream. I'm following after my dream. Man, just like that. You know what had to happen, right? You know what had to happen. This man gets hurt. He actually, they show him bump his knee. Now, I don't know if his sickness came from the bump or he already had that, like, that was festering in him all along. Let me know down in the comment section, like, do you really think that was festering in him all along, or did it come from the bump? Because they showed him bump his knee, and then next thing you know, he's talking about she comes home with the great news, and he was like, man, I would jump up and hug you, but this knee is got your boy down, right? This knee got your boy down. So she's like, let me see. And check it out, this dude got a knot on his knee this big. And he's like, it's hot. And he's like, that's why I'm icing it down. Like, no, bro, you're going to the doctor. You going to the doctor. See what the doctor got to say. Doctor comes out, looking at the x-rays and whatnot. He looks at them. Nah, bro, you going to the oncologist. He said, oncology. Oncological? Oncological? He was like, what is that? And then next thing you know, the oncologist comes up, spoiler alert. Hey man, you got cancer. You got the big C, cancer. And now their whole life has changed. So they're dealing with this whole cancer thing, trying to figure that out, not really knowing what's going to happen, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? And, they had just got married and all this type of stuff. So now all of these different things are starting to come up. Now, Episode 5, Amy, Lino, and their family are forced to face an uncomfortable truth, make difficult decisions, and heal old wounds. This is episode 6. His father is finally there after this whole cancer issue. You know, they don't know if they're about to lose Lino or what have you. And now his father is forced to come in. His father was coming in, like, looking at the garden, saying, "Man, y'all don't know nothing about gardening. You moved to America and you lost your mind, started throwing roses everywhere, hanging his coat up on branches and carrying on." I'm like, dude, wait, hold on, Pops. He rolling up his sleeve. These crazy Americans don't know what they're doing. So it just kind of forced them to have some uncomfortable talks. And truth be told, when the father saw his son in the predicament that he was in, all of these notions, or all of the different thoughts that they had as far as what he's supposed to be doing, his son in America, he didn't like this and he didn't like that. All of his father's prejudices kind of went out the window when you see your son lying there and you don't know if he's going to make it or not, you know? So he was kind of feeling like, you know, I failed as a father. My son is over here. I didn't even make it to his wedding. I forbidden my family to come, you know, because over in Sicily, it's like when Pops put his foot down, you know, the wife and the daughter, you know, they were kind of barking back at him, but ultimately they go and they do what the father wants them to do. So the dad was kind of battling all of that. So that's episode 5. Episode 6, right? Heirlooms. Now I must say, now this cancer that he had went into remission, right? So they doing good, you know, they doing their thing, they doing better, right? So now, episode 6, Amy and Lino found a new source of joy and soon take home a series of unforeseen challenges. So the doctor told them, check it out. We about to do this chemo. This is in the last episode. We about to do this chemo. If y'all planning on having children, y'all won't have children, you got to get the sperm from Lino right away. As much of it as you can, right? So now they talking about in vitro fertilization, they talking about artificial insemination and all of this type of stuff. And they're like, nah, we don't want to do it that way. If we can't have it this way, if we can't have it natural, we don't want to have it at all. As a matter of fact, we don't need it to be biologically, need a child to be biologically ours. We just want a child to love. So they decided to go ahead and do some adoption. And, you know, they just went through that whole thing. And now they got this Down syndrome baby girl, right? They got this baby girl that has brought them so much joy. But here's the thing, just like in real life, it's time for the mother to go back to work. Since Lino was already recovering, he was like, I'll just stay at home, be a stay-at-home dad. And she went back to work. But there was she was losing the time and the mother and daughter bonding situation. She had lost that because she was working. And she started to get envious and jealous of the relationship between Lino and his daughter, his adopted daughter. And she was missing stuff because she was at work. Lino was there. Lino was teaching her the Sicilian language. I think it was just French. Is it French? I think it's French. But he was teaching her that they had this bedtime story that it seemed like they were kind of making up as it was going along, but it was their own thing, you know what I'm saying? Lino starting to do some stuff, you know, at the school with the other moms. Since he's a stay-at-home dad, there are other stay-at-home moms. They find out that, you know what I'm saying, he's a chef. So now they coming over to the house, these stay-at-home moms and stuff. He's teaching them how to cook, you know what I'm saying? And whilst Amy, boom, I know she ain't in my house. What? In my house? Lino, you crazy. You got to be crazy. I know you crazy. And then you gonna give her my vegetable, my parsley that I planted? You lost your mind. You certifiable crazy. What? Lino just so dumb and unassuming. They over there just practically throwing themselves at him, and he don't even know it. Lino just like, I just want to show them how we do it in Sicily. We about to show you how we do it. You know what I'm saying? In the Watts, we about to show you how. We about to show you what we do. That's what we do. You feel me? So they get through those challenges. The episode 7, Between the Fire and the Pan. Amy and Adalia find support and strength in their family to try to prepare them for what's to come. Okay, so Nino is had gotten better. The cancer was in regression. Now it's back. And it's back to the point where, man, they already know Lino about to make it out. Lino about to cut out of here for good, right? He was starting to get sick again. He went back and he was like, yo, it's spreading. Like, yo, this is it. It's the end of the road, right? So they go through this whole situation where they're preparing for his death. You know, they let him go home, bring hospice in and all that whole thing, and the whole dynamic about how to prepare the daughter for what's to come, right? And kind of letting her know, man, it was a part in there where she was like, you understand what's going on with your dad? She's like, yes, I understand, and it's breaking my heart. When she said, and it's breaking my heart, bruh, like you got to have a daughter to understand that. When she said, and it's breaking my heart, like this was like a 7-year-old, 8-year-old girl that understood what was going on with her father, that knew he was actually dying, right? And then to see Amy go through the grieving process, and just, I think, man, what's her girl name? Zoe Saldana. I think this shows Zoe's range in this movie, in this series, this Netflix series, to go through this grieving process. And you may think, well, anybody can cry, but nah, bro. Like that bathtub scene when she crying with her mother and her daughter and her sister. Ooh, boy, she went there. She went there, you feel me? She went there. Man, yeah, that one was crazy. Also, the scene with her sister, you know, coming to her after, you know, Nino had passed, and, you know, Amy was just in the bed and just didn't want to get out the bed, just grieving, you know what I'm saying? Kind of just almost losing herself in the grieving process. So, you know, her sister comes in like, look, I don't know how you feel. I can't begin to tell you how you feel. But what I do know is you are slipping away in this process, and I'm losing a sister, right? Your daughter's losing a mother, and your mother's losing a daughter. And your hands stank. Man, when she said your hands stank, I was like, man, that was crazy. It was mad funny though. And it was kind of, she was able to kind of break what was going on, and make her laugh, right? And from that point on, she started to get a little bit better and a little bit better. All right. So, man, this is pretty much my review. We have one more scene, one more episode when Amy actually takes Nino's ashes back to Sicily, right? Because he told her before he died, said, take me back to Sicily. Take my ashes back to Sicily. So he takes her back to Sicily. They go through the whole funeral process, if you will, over there. And you know, in Sicily, family ties usher in new beginning as next chapter in Amy and Lino's love story unfold, right? So that right there, my friends, is just a little nutshell of what I thought about From Scratch, this Netflix series. Man, this was a great series. I definitely, if I was to give it out of 5, I think I would give it 5 out of 5. I really would. I think I would give it 5 out of 5. I think uh this series made me look at death a little bit different. Like you never thought death really could be beautiful. I'm like, death being beautiful? It sounds so funny to say something like that, like death being beautiful. I don't know if because they use beautiful people to illustrate this or not, but this love story was simply amazing. And then I think it's one that you should see. I think it's one that you should see if you are with a spouse or your significant other. And I think it's something that we all should think about. We all should think about. So it's your boy Vic D, Strickland Family Channel. Do me a favor, go ahead and smash the like button and man, ring the bell so you get notified each and every time I upload a video. All right, so this is the from Netflix series From Scratch review. See you guys on the next video. Peace.